This is just their third home match, Jen, since September. 9 of their last 11 away from home. And so back inside the friendly confines of Castle Coliseum. And things get started on good footing here for the Hokies. A service ace right out of the chute from Hannah Borer. So the sophomore setter serves away again. 1-0 home team. Borer up high, and the first swing of the afternoon for Virginia Tech from Haley Pierce. Back to the other side. There's a whistle, though, and NC State is awarded the point.
And you catch Haley Pierce there for Virginia Tech with a double contact.
Yeah, that was William Carson. He is our R1. He's up on the chair who blew the whistle. Steve Webster is the R2 this afternoon, along with Amy Grigg, Dave Finn, our line officials. That's NC State setter Kristen McDaniel. Puts that one in a good spot at the net. Another swing for Pierce, and she's got her first kill. Virginia Tech looking to topple NC State for the first time in 8 years. They've lost 10 in a row, and they've got a 3-1 lead in the early goings. That's a couple of aces here for the home team to start.
And when we talk with Coach Byers, she says that that's going to be their focus. They're at home, so they want to make sure that they're executing on the defensive end, and that starts with first contact on serve and on pass.
Well, there's one of the aforementioned studs. That's Amanda Rice, converts the kill for NC State. Yeah, Marcy Byers' team took advantage of the time off this week, if you will. This is their first ACC week where they only had one match, and it comes at a good time. They took care of a lot of things in practice. First contact, so critical for this team today. Right to the middle, Kara Lewis hammers it to the back row.
And that's exactly what you get, Kevin, when you make a good first contact. That serve-receive ball sets up that offense, first tempo offense, and you get a kill out of the middle from Kara Lewis.
And it's still so early, but boy, does it look like Virginia Tech's just a fresher team, having not played since last Sunday. Here's Rice, finds the floor.
And the one thing that makes Amanda Rice for NC State so lethal on that right pin is that she's left-handed, and going across the body, blockers for the opponents have a tough time lining up to be able to really balance that block out.
Yeah, she's one of the veterans on this team. The juniors having a career year. You saw some of the numbers earlier. So here's a freebie for the Wolfpack. McDaniel wants the middle. That one's handled. Big swing. That one's long. Martina Leoniak is asking for a touch, but it's a point for Virginia Tech instead. Leoniak is in that pin-hitting rotation along with Rice, Brizard. You'll see a lot of Madison Williams likely as well. And maybe Courtney Bryant at times this evening. There's another one for NC State.
And Leoniak really handling that serve-receive pressure right to the platform, doing a good job to set up that offense.
That latest kill, Jen, it's courtesy of Lily Cropper. The sophomore has now played in 4 straight. She had 8 blocks on Friday against Boston College, by far a career-best performance. Up high, nice set. That one to Leandra Manguel Duran. That's one of Virginia Tech's top pin hitters. Sky Stokes sets it high to Leoniak. So something on here maybe for Virginia Tech. That's dug out. Blocked at the net. That one hits the ground, and it's 6-4.
Right there you see Manguel Duran at that left pin, and you talked about it. She is the leader of Virginia Tech as she goes back to serve. She's the one that establishes the offense and gets it going. You saw a long rally right there where Virginia Tech wins the point.
Yeah, she goes for about 2.5 kills a set. You see a lot of Manguel Duran, Ava Francis, and Elena Dupree as well. That one had Rodriguez off balance. NC State converts. Lucas LeBay's team picked up the win Friday. They had to bounce back after losing to Boston College a week prior. He's now in his 4th season. Each year this program has gotten a little better, and they are certainly in position to reach the NCAA tournament for the first time in more than a half-decade.
And you see there for NC State, Leoniak just making a little bit of a slip on the serve, which caused her to miss.
Virginia Tech with a 3-point lead in the first set. That's now 3 aces, so 3 of Virginia Tech's first 8 points have come at the service line. Make it a 4th. Nice work by Jasmine Robinson. Her first couple aces of this season. And Lucas LeBay needs a minute. Calls a timeout with the home team leading by 4. Super matchup later today to get your eyes on. That's at 8 Eastern right here on the ACC network. So 5 games this afternoon. The first one right here in Castle Coliseum. And it's Virginia Tech with a 9-6 advantage in set 1. Ava Brizard just converted her first kill of the afternoon. And so it's a nice conversion, Jen, out of a NC State timeout after a little bit of a sluggish start.
And you coming out of a timeout, you want to make sure that you're focused. You see that missed serve there by NC State. But again, nice to see Brizard for NC State on the board with her first kill of the match.
Up high, here's the sophomore. She's rejected. The duo at the net of Lewis and Robinson. Make it Pierce, meanwhile, get it done.
And for Virginia Tech, this all started at the service line. They're doing a phenomenal job of executing. They're really trying to find Leoniak for NC State to make sure that she passes the ball, trying to make the offense for NC State one-dimensional. Virginia Tech's doing a phenomenal job, which is why they're up.
Well, and it's worked. They've got 4 aces, and there you go. There's a 4-point advantage right here in set 1. So Virginia Tech, a pretty average amount, 1 or 2 aces a set. They've more than doubled that average in the early moments of this match. Tack error that time on the Ava Francis swing. So NC State to serve away, back within 3. Second match of the weekend for the Wolfpack. They were at Boston College Friday night. They won that match 3-1. That one still kept alive. Nice dig by Rice. That should be in play. Rice trying to make Virginia Tech pay. Lewis got it.
And you see a little bit of chaos there from the side of both teams. You see that Rice just handles the ball, but Kara Lewis for Virginia Tech takes care of it.
It's already a couple of kills for Lewis. She's got a pair, and her team leads by 4. Powerful swing. There's Lewis's counterpart, Jada Allen, the junior from outside of Indianapolis, with her first conversion.
And Jada Allen for NC State, she's so physical at the net, so look for her to get lots of block touches so that the offense can transition.
Yeah, that's NC State's blocks leader. Rice able to run that one down. Brizard from the back row gives Virginia Tech a chance, and they send it right back to the middle. It's working there with Lewis.
Really love that Hannah Bora forced that ball to the middle for Kara Lewis and Virginia Tech, just making sure that regardless of how far off the net she is, she's running first tempo, and Kara Lewis with her 3rd kill on the match.
And they are sending it to the middle. Lewis has taken 6 swings already. She heads to the bench with the 3 kills. Virginia Tech extends its first set lead.
And Virginia Tech right now, they're just the more physical team out in the match right now. Let's see if they can be consistent and remain that physical team as the match wears on.
They seem to be rested and fresh. Leoniak delivers the kill. Looked like there was a violation that was whistled. So NC State, the beneficiary after the whistle. Allen's a good server as well, in addition to the work she does at the net. McDaniel in position, back set to Rice, off the block, that works.
The right side of the court for any team is lethal if you have a terminal athlete like NC State does. And she's gonna get the ball, Amanda Rice, on that right pin very often.
She's been in a zone. In her last 5, she's averaged nearly 5 kills a set. There was a touch. And so now it's 15-11, Virginia Tech. We talked to Marcy Byers a couple of days ago, the 4th-year head coach. She was very excited about this week. And for the first time all conference season, the Hokies have had a chance to invest a little more time on some skill work and practice with no midweek or Friday match. And her team has just forced another NC State timeout.
You're honestly seeing the growth of sometimes rest is best.
19-7. They've won 9 ACC games. They have dropped 4 5-setters. That RPI has them pegged at 46. You know, that RPI number, it's not, you know, the only slice of the pie that gets weighed, but it's certainly a big slice when at-large resumes are being compared. Nice precision kill that time, and the lead grows.
Really like Haley Pierce coming out of area 1 in the back row. Just love, again, the physicality that Virginia Tech is showing early in this match.
Haley Pierce, the freshman from Charlotte, one of just a couple freshmen in the rotation. We got a whistle. NC State is awarded the point. And the Wolfpack now ready to serve away. Naomi Cabello will let it fly. She and McDaniel, the 2 setters in this 2-setter offense. Lewis on the slide, making Robinson rather. She's got another. Jasmine Robinson has earned another start and some more playing time of late. Up high to Madison Williams. That one's dug out nicely. High set back to Williams. Robinson, it's back-to-back kills.
Again, you know you're doing something right as a team when you're sustaining the attack, you're getting some transition offense, and the ball is coming at the hands of your middle attackers, both Kara Lewis and you've got Robinson out of the middle leading the squad.
Looked like a double contact, Jen. And so, wow, Virginia Tech with the 20-12 lead. A lot of encouraging signs in this first set, and they are largely playing mistake-free volleyball. 1 attack error, that's it. They're hitting 364. And a block.
Again, just the more physical team is going to come out, but this is a long match. It is important for Virginia Tech to sustain this amount of aggression for the entire match because NC State is going to figure it out. They're going to start to pass better. Coach LeBay is going to make those adjustments, and you're going to see a different squad come out in the remaining sets.
Robinson somehow is able to keep that one up in the air. Gives an opportunity to NC State, and Williams paints it down the line. They needed something positive to go their way. And so that's the first kill of the afternoon for the redshirt junior from Texas, Madison Williams. Second season in Raleigh, coming over from Austin, Texas, who was a Longhorn. Here's Brizard, what she got off the block. Francis, that's a bit long. So back-to-back for the Wolfpack. And Jen, you've hammered that point. Let's bookmark this moment. It was 21-12 a couple of moments ago. And for Virginia Tech, very critical, like you said, to keep the foot on the gas.
And that
Free
starts
ball
with
for the Wolfpack.
And that starts with first contact. You've got Madison Williams coming off the bench for NC State, really being aggressive again on that right pin.
Cabello to Brizard. The soft stuff worked. Oh, somebody kicked that one to keep it alive. Virginia Tech just wide on the attack. Francis almost hammered home what would have been a wild and wacky point.
You've got to appreciate the hustle and just the heads-up play. Anything you've got to do to put yourself between the floor and the ball to keep it alive.
Hannah Borer with the graceful kick to keep that one alive. Francis again. That works. They're 3 away now from taking the first set. That's the first kill of the afternoon for Francis. That's Virginia Tech's kills leader. Another opportunity. Pierce. That one neutralized. Cabello back to Williams. Got it.
Again, exploit that right side attacker. It's hard to adjust on that block between a left-handed attacker, and then you put Madison Williams on the same right pin, and she's a right-handed attacker. So that really does drive the blockers for Virginia Tech a little bit crazy.
Now look who you got at the service line. Someone who could go on a run. However, Sky Stokes, who's top 5 in the league in aces, serves that one into the net. Boy, the battle at the service line is going to be something underscored perhaps after this first set. That one's long, and we've got a set point coming up.
And again, look for this serve to go to Leoniak. She has been struggling this entire first set in really serve-receive area. Right now, they're really trying to make her pass it.
Brizard swings and hits it long, and Virginia Tech takes set number 1. It hit 2.
On that serve-receive pattern, so we'll see them kind of eke out and see how they adjust.
You saw some of those first set numbers. Virginia Tech hitting approximately 100 points higher than NC State. Ava Francis's first swing, that one drilled just long, and so the Wolfpack start out with a 1-0 lead. What are the other adjustments that NC State must make in set 2, Jen?
I honestly think that you see that Virginia Tech is tagging Leoniak in any serve-receive pattern. I'd pass 2 if they can afford to make sure that she is out and ready to simply attack. But they've got to make sure they're taking care of the ball. And no more aces. They've gotten 5 in that first set. Got to take care of the ball.
Francis chases that one down. Free ball here for the Hokies. Stokes up high to Brizard. That one does find the floor. So another different set, much better start for the tone setter for NC State. Just a sophomore from Novi, Michigan. She's been inside the top 5 in the league in kills. Right now she's 3rd, and it's just taken a huge step forward in her second season. Got a great mentality and work ethic. Rice That one was partially tipped at the net. Borer finds Lewis again in the middle.
And Kevin, I want to go back to the blocking tandem from Francis. They did a beautiful job of making sure that they are handling and adjusting to Amanda Rice, and that just allowed for that transition offense and for Kara Lewis to get that kill.
McDaniel finds Brizard. There was a touch, and so Brizard awarded the kill. 3-1 Pack. NC State has that huge win against Louisville earlier this year. Brizard with her signature performance in that 4-set win against the Cardinals. 14 kills, hit .406. That was back on October 1st. Yeah, Leoniak serving it back to the home team. It's a 4-1 lead. $11 kills for Leoniak in the Friday win, the junior from Poland. Rice blocked. Back up to Leoniak. So here's a chance for Borer. Sets up Pierce. That one was handled.
Sometimes
double contact.
Sometimes you gotta keep it simple. McDaniel's there for NC State. She's trying to go against the grain, but at a certain point, when in a rally, you've got to rely on your left pin hitter to just get that out-of-system ball nice and high to Leoniak.
There's the libero for Virginia Tech, Ileana Rodriguez, and that one just darts down at the last moment and falls on the end line for, all right, let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 6 service aces now for the Hokies.
And I think you're going to see our first challenge to see if that ball is in or out.
Looks like Lucas LeBay is turning in the neon green challenge card. Very close.
And you
what do you think? At first look, it looked like, did it catch a little bit? The frame, yep.
Yeah, this is the space that NC State does not want to find themselves in, making sure that they are playing not against the refs. They've got to take care of their 30 feet, so they are not, and they shouldn't rely on the refs getting them their points. That ball should have been up, should have been passed. NC State's got to get some offense going.
Yeah, no doubter. And that call is confirmed. Rodriguez, very savvy veteran. So this is match number 124 in her career. 4 years at St. John's. Grew up in the city, grew up in Manhattan, and spending her final season on the volleyball court in Blacksburg. 5-3 lead for the visitors now in set 2. Here's Jada Allen, the junior from Fishers, Indiana. 26 aces. That's a really good number for a middle. Digs that one out. Here's Rice into the net. 5-4.
Amanda Rice definitely wanted that ball a little bit led, and what I mean by that is she wanted to make sure that ball was leading her to the net. And that ball just faded a little bit farther behind Rice than she had liked.
Another one falls in. Wow. So 7-0 is the service ace advantage. That's again, it's abnormal.
Yeah.
Yeah, abnormal to see that much of a disparity early in a match.
Well, I mean, that just comes with a lot of focus, and coaches want to know that serve and pass is the name and the nature of the beast. You've got to perfect that. You've got to be able to sustain the attacks. And right now, NC State is not taking care of the ball, and they're actually shying away from that serve-receive opportunity when they should be buckling down and getting a little bit dirty.
This is a fresh and rested Virginia Tech team. 9 of their last 11 matches were away from home. That touch there is going to tie things up at 6. Marcy Byers, I love the way she said it. She goes, yeah, pretty gnarly stretch. Their last 4 matches at home, and this final 4-match stretch on the heels of a light week. They didn't have any games in the midweek or Friday, so essentially a week off after the 3-set loss to Duke last Sunday. Here's Leoniak to serve it away. Robinson a bit wide.
That's her first attack error for Virginia Tech. Robinson on that right pin. It's a really high ball from Hannah Borer.
Robinson, the beneficiary of a lot more time of late. Sydney Peterson hasn't played the last few matches, so Robinson getting more work. That one's long. And so NC State now has gone on a very quick but swift 3-0 run.
And you see Coach Slabay getting in the action. He's a very enthusiastic coach, and you love the energy that he provides for his NC State Wolfpack.
Very expressive, very detail-oriented, confident in his coaching style and approach. And his team now is going on a little more of a run. It's 10-6 as we're approaching the midway mark of the second set. That forces a Virginia Tech timeout. After dropping set 1, NC State showing a bit more life in set 2. Team, Jen, they've got Michigan State in New York in a couple of days, then back home to face Bucknell Friday. Champions Classic Tuesday night will be an excellent one on ESPN. Set 2, it's a 10-6 lead for NC State. Upper echelon team in the ACC all year. Dropped the first set, 25-16. They have made some adjustments, have a 3-point advantage in set 2. Virginia Tech, though, to serve it away after the latest point. Cabello to Williams. Okay, that'll do it. Falls through.
And I think Madison Williams has been doing a great job for NC State on that right pin. Maybe feeding her the ball a little bit more often because she only plays 3 rotations. So trying to get some points on the board as NC State continues their run.
Yeah, handling the high volume. You know, in a match where we haven't seen too much terminal offense, if you will, NC State finding ways to get ahead in this second set. Nice one there by Manuel Duran.
Again, really attacking that seam between Leoniak and Brizard for NC State.
That's now 3 Virginia Tech blocks.
Yeah, you're going to see that serve go right back to area 5. And again, Brizard passing.
There's Williams again. No touch, that's just long. So all of a sudden, the Hokies respond with a 3-0 run. And I think, yeah, NC State is going to use its first timeout here. Well, Jen, I want to revisit that point because, you know, what's in essence the game plan there if you're Virginia Tech attacking just certain areas of the court from the service line?
Well, what Virginia Tech is doing is they're executing from the service line by attacking zones, and they're aiming for Brizard to make sure that she's passing to take her out of the option to go on that left pin. So these aces are coming heavy and strong. They've got 3 aces, as you can see here. Attack Brizard, takes her out of the offense, and then who are they going to distribute the ball to for NC State? Just executing on that service line, making the difference in the match this afternoon.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from our crew here at Blacksburg to dial that up and display the areas that you've referenced they are attacking. Look at the difference here. 3.5 aces per set. So, all right, do the math, multiply it by 2. They've got 7, and we're not yet done with 2. It's a simple, they told me there was no math, but I felt like I could handle that one.
And Coach LeBay is a smart and high-level execution from the coaching staff. So he's going to need to make those adjustments knowing that Virginia Tech is doing a good job of attacking who they see fit. And right now, he understands that that is Brizard on that area 5. So who's going to step in and pass that ball? Who's going to be the second option while Virginia Tech is taking care of business on that serve line?
Marcy Byers' team trying to tie things up. Perhaps another one right here.
And you see they make the adjustment. So now they pulled Madison back to pass, and they leave Leoniak in that option, serve receive.
Boy, that one was dancing on the rope there for a half a beat. NC State, though, gets it done.
Just a nice high flat swing off of a big block, huge block by Kiera Lewis for Virginia Tech.
The Hokies have been physical at the net over the course of this first set and a half. Overpass, Brizard still alive. The Hokies keep the rally alive, if only for a moment. They're awarded the point. That's a couple of times today where we have seen some miraculous-looking defensive plays for Virginia Tech.
Anything you got to do to keep the ball off the floor.
You know, they had the 15 digs in the first set, definitely above their per-set average. Lewis on the slide, rejected. And now NC State starting to get a little rhythm, perhaps. 4-point advantage.
And you see Ava Brizard with that single block, and Coach LeBay loved it. I love the energy again from him. He's trying to get his team into it. So try to match that energy as NC State is up 4. You can't do it that way, though. Right, Kevin? Can't do it with a service error.
That's a momentum killer, to say the least. Another overpass. Virginia Tech converts.
And look who passed it. Leoniak again, just execution, execution, execution.
You know, it feels like, at least to this point in the second set, whoever earns the win in this one is going to have to grind for that second set win. Borer up high to Pierce. Nails it through.
And Kevin, this is what happens when you get a solid block touch to be able to transition your offense. Now, you would have thought that that ball is going to go to Kiera Lewis because she's been effective the entire match, but that ball goes right side, and then you see another ace from Virginia Tech.
That is 8 zip, the advantage. So that's helping because it hasn't been the prettiest display of offense for the Hokies in the second set, just the 5 kills. Yeah, there's a touch, so it's 15-14.
Amanda Rice, that's her 4th kill on the match. A little bit of a tight ball there. Good job by Rice for NC State of taking care of it.
A lot riding on this match for NC State, basically for every one of their remaining matches. And here's Virginia Tech. LePay is not going to get the, that's not going to help his serve-receive percentage.
I'm sure he's looking to get, and the first rule of thumb is never leave the ground on a pass. So poor execution on the side of Coach LeBay.
Let me tell you, I think the NC State captains are going to get to the video coordinator, get that one at the end of the film review session in a couple of days. I think somebody will make sure that one's in there. All the while, NC State has rebuilt a 3-point advantage. Block was strong. Good pickup underneath the net there by Virginia Tech. Keeps the rally alive. This is Leoniak. Big, strong, high leverage swing. It's a 4-point lead.
And although Leoniak received that kill, she was wanting that ball a little bit faster, wanting that tempo offense to go for NC State.
Virginia Tech uses its second and final timeout of set number 2, sensing that the visitors are a bit stronger right now, especially after winning the first set. Remember, Friday's ACC PM with Mark Packer and Taylor Tannenbaum coming your way from Atlanta. The signature matchup Saturday night features Syracuse and Georgia Tech, so the crew will be there getting you set for a full day around the league Saturday. We are coming down the home stretch. Virginia Tech pounded Boston College yesterday. And what do we got? 2 weeks left. That's it. Florida State remains unbeaten on the gridiron to stay atop the ACC 10-0, but on their heels, Louisville.
Yep. I was waiting. I was waiting patiently.
The payoff was coming. You knew you got to trust the payoff was coming. Taking down Virginia on Thursday. Meanwhile, at the top of the volleyball standings, Jen, I think when this season started, a lot of folks would have said, all right, Louisville, Pitt, flip a coin. However, here's Florida State creating a 3-way tie atop the standings with just 3 matches left for all of them, including Georgia Tech, who's a game out of first as well.
And Florida State is always in the talk, in the conversation. ACC from top to bottom. We even talked about this with Coach Byers. From top to bottom, ACC is strong and getting better as you see the realignment coming in next season. But what I'm looking at is that schedule between Louisville and Pitt, thinking that Louisville has the toughest schedule heading into that postseason play. So they've got to make sure that they're peaking at the right time, as well does Pitt.
Yeah, Louisville's got wins against Florida State and Pittsburgh. So, in a sense, they're 2-0 against the 2 teams they're tied with. But like you said, there's one more meeting between the 2 Final Four participants the last couple of seasons. Boy, there's a vicious swing that time by Manuel Duran, the native of Rio Grande, Puerto Rico.
And you know what, Kevin? Manuel Durant, that's what she does. She leads her team right now with 5 kills, but you would never know it. Virginia Tech, she's just a solid athlete, making sure she's very, very smart as well on that left pin.
Yeah, part of that reliable trio along with Francis and Dupree. That one not handled, winds up in the second row way back there. NC State has had to fight and claw for this 4-point lead, and it is trying to grind its way to evening this thing up at a set apiece.
And Kevin, even saying that, it still feels like Virginia Tech has the momentum. They're just doing the right things. They're not necessarily making those mistakes, but they're not letting NC State go on runs. So again, you see Manuel Duran take care of the ball. That's her 6th kill. They're back to the service line, doing what they do best.
Yeah, several times NC State has built a 3-4 point lead in the recent moments of this set, only to see Tech cut it back to what, a 1 or 2 point set. Up high, Manuel Duran neutralized. Rice with the attack error, so here we go, back to a 2-point set again.
And the one thing that Virginia Tech has gone away from is attacking their middles. Now, Kara Lewis and you've got Jasmine Robinson on that that right pin for Virginia Tech. Getting and keeping the middles involved is what is going to be the focus for Virginia Tech.
Service ace number 9. And a bit of an angsty Slabé uses his final timeout. Right on the heels of your point. 3-0 run for the Hokies.
And serve and serve receive, I coach it at the club level. It is one of those mental games that a player plays with themselves. It's a challenging first contact, and sometimes you just got to know that that ball's coming to you and have confidence in that first contact just to get the ball in the air. And right now, I'm not seeing that confidence in NC State, which is why it's not that they've allowed Virginia Tech to get 9 aces, but they've got to be a little bit more aggressive at taking those serve receive balls.
Right. I don't think we'd be saying anything that Lucas Slabé and the staff wouldn't be saying here. It's a bit of a shaky start for a team that's in the top half of the ACC. However, credit Virginia Tech for keeping the pressure on this tournament caliber team. Here's the latest one at the service line.
Again, targeting Leoniak, making sure that there needs to be some type of communication. I will say it till I'm blue in the face. It is just absolute amazing execution on the side of Virginia Tech to continue to go to Leoniak, knowing that she struggles in that serve receive skill, and it is working beautifully for Virginia Tech. Even though they're only down by 1, I still feel like they have the momentum.
You know, Marcy Byers' 4th season, this program trying to get back to the winning ways from, the late 2000s, early 2010s. They started 10-1. They got off to this great start. They were winning a lot of matches, 3-0. They were very competitive the first couple weeks of ACC play. They dropped a couple of 5-setters. They took a set from Louisville 4 weeks ago. So this has been a competitive team with a record that suggests that things have just not gone their way in league play. But this is not some major surprise to see what Virginia Tech is doing today.
And you see there, NC State they'll take their points however they can get them. A little bit of a chaotic play there, and they just came up on the winning side of it. But I absolutely agree with you, Kevin. Virginia Tech didn't have necessarily a strong pre-conference schedule, but that was all designed by making sure that your team comes into conference play, a tough conference schedule, knowing and having a little bit of confidence and understanding what they need to work on and what needs to be executed right there. As you see, beautiful block by Manuel Duran. Again, the solid opportunities that Virginia is taking, and they're doing a beautiful job there. As you see, a close block by Robinson and Manuel Duran.
So that's now a 4-2 blocks advantage for Virginia Tech. Not known as an elite blocking team this season. Williams, boy, was just waiting for one to get through. 2-point lead.
And in all honesty, I would essentially remove Leoniak from the serve receive opportunities. Pass 2, if you need pass 1, you've got a reliable opportunity here for NC State. But they keep her in that serve receive pattern. And I'm not sure why, understanding that Virginia Tech is looking to have her touch the ball in first contact. And you'll see it here. I guarantee they're trying to force Leoniak to serve receive the ball.
Sierra Cage, the sophomore from Temecula, serves it away. Brizard blocked, but that one winds up wide. And so NC State is 3 away from taking the second set. The Wolfpack are hitting .290 this set, and far outpacing Virginia Tech in that department. However, as we've mentioned, some of the errors and a lot of the aces kept the home team in it. Here's Stokes, second time at the service line. And that's the second one that's gone into the net. Now they want her to be aggressive. Meanwhile, though, it's a 1-point set.
And there's something else that we've got to look at here in this entire match. That is the 7th service error by NC State. So not only are they getting ace, they're also not serving very well in this match so far.
McDaniel with the surprise attack. Megan Cabello, the senior from Florida. NC State inching closer to a set win. The Slovenian head coach, at times he's been chewing his nails over there, if you will, in the second set. But they are just trying to grind out a set win. Rodriguez got to bump it over on the third hit. Brizard.
That ball was
hit the
out.
antenna.
Ball was out by Ava Brizard. Now she is the athlete for NC State that you want to get the ball when it matters. And that was a definite unforced error there. Unfortunate.
This one remains tight. Right back to Brizard. Has that killer mentality and edge.
Rodriguez definitely wanted a better touch, and so did NC State for that matter.
Rodriguez digs it out at the net, a scramble, and we've got set point for the Wolfpack.
And Kara Lewis definitely wishes she could take that error back for sure. Just kind of a reactive move there. Another unfortunate error by Virginia Tech.
Set point. This would knot things up at a set apiece. That's long, and NC State takes the second, 25-22. They avenge the set one loss. We are knotted up, and we're back row, if you will, to just get the job done, figure it out at some point.
And I think what he was saying is that sometimes you can't do much about serve receive. A middle can touch a ball and pass the ball. It is about the mentality. And they're trying to pinch out Leoniak, making sure that she doesn't take majority of the balls. But this is a serve receive rotation that they really struggle in. You've got Ava Brizard and Leoniak next to one another. So you see that step in from the libero on the side of NC State. Step in, Stokes takes that pass. And that's probably the adjustment that they're going to make moving forward.
The latest attack attempt from Jada Allen is long. And so Virginia Tech starts the third set up 2-0. Brizard pounds it right into the block and through. Right on cue. Here's the sixth kill of the afternoon.
You see a little bit of a 1-2 punch. Leoniak struggling again, still with that serve receive, but Ava Brizard is there on that left pin to take care of the ball.
Tone-setting pin hitter. Top 3 in the league in kills. The block on this side is strong and sturdy.
Good job by Amanda Rice, tracking that ball well as you see Dupree come on for the first time this match. And just getting that block for NC State. That's the energy that they need.
Yeah, we have not seen much of Dupree. That's her first swing. The error, though, gives the home team an early edge in the third set. Again, we play best 3 out of 5. So the first to win 3 sets is the victor. We played a 25 in the first 4 to 15 in the 5th. And so that's actually, is that the first? Now make it the third part in service error for Virginia Tech. There's a kill for Manguel Duran.
Still with the hot hand for Virginia Tech. Nice to feed her early and often. Got to go back with that first simple offense, so I would love to see Jasmine Robinson get a little bit more active than she has been in the second set for Virginia Tech.
Daniels to the floor to keep that one alive on the dig. Robinson had to punch it over. Rodriguez all over the place. Allen finally finishes the job. Nice work at the service line from Allen.
What a tough serve. Again, we talked about it earlier. Jada Allen for a middle, and I was a middle, so I really hate saying and assuming that middles cannot serve, but Jada Allen does a phenomenal job, just a laser.
She's changing the paradigm.
Just a laser serve.
No chance there for Daniels to try to dig it out. So now we're knotted up at 5. Haley Pierce grew up about 30-40 minutes southeast of uptown Charlotte. First season in Blacksburg. It's only a couple hours away. Has been productive at times today. And well, Duran watches it just dance on the tape. Fourth hit gives the point to the Pack.
And we're getting a look at Lily Cropper for NC State out of the middle there. Just really doing a good job closing that block with Madison Williams.
Yeah, we have not seen Riley Schock yet, who has essentially formed the 1-2 punch in the middle much of the season with Allen. She hasn't played the last few matches. Cropper's gotten a lot of time. NC State by 2 after the latest block.
Cropper and Leoniak making sure that they understand how the offense is running on the side of Virginia Tech, being able to close that block and seal.
Well, regardless of the rotation, Cropper coming off of an 8-block performance on Friday against Boston College, and that came in 4 sets. So no surprise that she is getting more time today. Williams with the off speed converts.
What a beautiful off speed by Williams. You would think that everything was set up for NC State and for her to make a solid, aggressive swing there, but she just teardrops it right in the middle.
6th kill of the afternoon for Williams on 15 swings. So those 6 kills, a team best. We've got the first of the day, make it the second, pardon me, for NC State. They didn't have a single service error until this 3rd set. Now they have 2. Service ace, I should say. Big swing from Dupree. That's through.
Big swing from Dupree on that left pin. Doing a good job of just going right through that seam of the block. Good tempo. Nice contact.
That's the first kill for Dupree, junior from Alexandria, having a career year. A lot of encouraging signs today from Virginia Tech that has had an arduous conference slate. That swing is long, and it's 10-7 Wolfpack.
And I don't know if you agree with me, Kevin, but the energy has shifted a little bit for Virginia Tech. Now, when in the second set, even though they lost, they still had the momentum. They still had the energy. Manuel Duran did a beautiful job of just coming alive in that second set. But I don't feel that same energy, and I feel that NC State has kind of settled into their game and have figured it out.
And maybe that helps things. You're right. It was a bit of a flat start for the Hokies. Borer with the surprise attack, the setter. Leoniak bumps it up. Brizard. Rodriguez digs it out, was in good position. Yeah, just watch the court movement here. Great angle.
It's just beautiful rotation on the side
down
of
the
Virginia.
line.
Just beautiful rotation on the side of Virginia Tech. I saw that play out. Rodriguez with a beautiful contact touch wide open line shot from Pierce for Virginia Tech to score.
From that angle, that's just an exquisite shot of what an attacker, basically what mid-leap is trying to decipher a defense. Where do you want to go? Hey, by the way, we're all of a sudden knotted up here at 10 after the block. Marcy Byers, all those winning seasons at Radford, trying to spark her team today to an impressive conference win. They've lost 8 of their last 9. Looking for something to go right this week in Blacksburg. They've got their first lead of set 3.
And right there, it started from the service line, still targeting Leoniak, making sure the offense for NC State becomes one-dimensional.
Virginia Tech has gone on a 5-1 run and has taken its first lead of this third set. There is the 10th service ace of the afternoon.
You've got Jada Allen right there, all bunched up in that serve-receive pattern, really aiming for Brizard and Leoniak. Just a misserve there got them out of that rotation. But what NC State does not want to rely on is the mistakes of their opponent. They need to make sure that they're earning their points, because right now, Virginia Tech has the momentum.
Before the service error, it was a 6-1 run. Ooh, that one looked close. It's ruled that one was long.
Definitely going to go to the challenge card on this one.
I think the initial call was that one was long and out of play, no? And no, NC State was awarded the point. So there's the ace, another ace for the Pack. And now they've got Virginia Tech scrambling. That's a miracle that one got over. Brizard hammers it. Rodriguez got her right fist on it, and Borer over the scorer's table to keep the rally alive. Boy, Virginia Tech has had a lot of answers at times this afternoon. Oh, from her backside, Manuel Duran kept it alive. NC State, though, if there was ever a time to do that, it was right there off the scramble.
That is a definite smart play by McDaniels. Just deading the play. Says, I'm tired. But you got to appreciate the hustle by Virginia Tech. McDaniels just said, let me just take that on over. Y'all got time.
McDaniel rarely does that. That's only her 4th kill of the season.
But when she does it.
Time. Yeah. And we didn't even see that Manuel Duran dug one out while sitting down. That was a touch, and NC State is awarded the latest point.
And that was honestly for NC State. That's the first time that I've seen McDaniels go against the grain, take a little bit of a risk to get that ball to Amanda Rice on that right pin. That's a good job of running that offense.
Jen, even though NC State has the lead here, what have you made of Virginia Tech's just defensive work keeping balls alive today?
I think Virginia Tech understands that they're not necessarily making their resume for the postseason. So what they're wanting to do is their last 4 matches at home, they're wanting to make sure they're learning something, they're progressing, and they're getting better. And right now, when you narrow down your focus on any team to make sure that it's serve and pass, it kind of takes the pressure off, and you're just playing your best ball. And right now, that's what I think we're seeing from Virginia Tech. Nothing to lose here.
They really don't. Pierce hammers the latest one through. Blocked out of bounds. Virginia Tech back ahead by 1. They have had an answer for just about every NC State run. And lest we forget, Jen, they win that first set 25-16, where they really outplayed the Wolfpack.
You're absolutely right. And when we talk about Virginia Tech not having anything to lose, let's go to the opponent, NC State. They've got a lot to lose if they come away with a loss in this match because they're stacking their resume. They've got a quality win against a top 5 opponent in Louisville. They've got the rest of their conference schedule that they can pull out some wins and make their case for 20-win season to get into that postseason. So they can't afford to kind of be on that downward trend.
They finished the year at home against Clemson and then at Virginia in a couple of weeks. Just 3 matches left. That's all. Virginia Tech last played a week ago. You're starting to see maybe a little frustration on that NC State side. Anywho, the Hokies played last. Yeah, go ahead, Jen.
You're absolutely right. That little bit of frustration, Jada Allen, but Jada Allen is the type of athlete for NC State. She takes that frustration, she asks for the ball, and she makes sure that she's very, very physical in getting points on the board for her squad.
And she's at the service line. Very capable server. Borer up high to Manguel Duran. Rice has got one through. Amanda Rice with just her 6th kill. That's it today, but this one works.
Just, again, heads-up play. Virginia Tech just all-out hustle. You see Hannah Borer get up a little bit gingerly there, making sure that she's okay, but Virginia Tech, all the momentum is on their side.
Now, Borer is the primary server. She's the starter, averaging more than 9 assists a set, which is top 5 in the league. The ace will work for NC State. That's its 3rd. Virginia Tech calls the timeout, trying to squash a bit of momentum.
And Virginia Tech really just
And this is just about the midway mark of a back and forth 3rd set, or just past it, I should say.
And I think it's going to be back and forth. Again, Coach Byers took this timeout, making sure her team is resetting. As you see her talking to Rodriguez right now, she's saying lay out on those balls, making sure those balls are going toward the net instead of out towards the opposite side of the court. So she's just telling Rodriguez, bring that ball back inside, and this is where you put it on your platform. Because a lot of these defensive balls on the side of Virginia Tech are needing to go forward, and they're going backwards.
Allen, though, remains at the service line out of the timeout. Each team with 1 left in this 3rd set. Blocked.
What a block.
That one looked yeah.
What a block. NC State definitely wanted to shut that down. They knew where the ball was going. Pierce has been very effective on that right side, but you see Leoniak getting there, tracking the ball, penetrating the net, and sealing the deal.
Leoniak from Warsaw, Poland. She started at Hawaii. Her rookie season was on the Big Island a couple of years ago. This is her 2nd season in Raleigh. So this is critical for NC State that Allen just gets to remain at the service line now as they go on a bit of a run. NC State applying a lot of pressure. Cropper kept that one alive. And Virginia Tech returns the favor with a rejection of its own.
And I see what Leoniak was trying to do for NC State. She was trying to go nice and high, just making her opponents play, but she did not recognize that Haley Pierce was elevating on that block and put it back on their side.
Robinson rejected.
And I would say that was a little bit of a slow slide for Jasmine Robinson. She was ready for that first tempo offense, so got to get fed a little bit quicker. Hannah Borer and her have to connect better on that first tempo.
Is this where the Wolfpack will go foot on the gas to get to the finish line? Pivotal swing set. Williams. There's a cross-court kill.
And you see the energy shifting a little bit on the side of NC State. You see for Virginia Tech that Robinson goes and bites on Leoniak on that left pin, leaving Williams to score on that right.
NC State with its largest lead of this third set, 3 points away from going up 2-1 in this critical third. And so Marcy Byers uses her second timeout with her team facing the large deficit here.
And you would think that her first timeout was an opportunity to refocus. Right now, she is basically begging as a coach to make sure that you're fighting the battles right now, because they came out of that timeout not with energy. And Jada Allen on that service line for NC State is still just taking care of business. And Coach Byers did not like what she saw coming out of that first timeout.
Yeah, Janet, we were all knotted up at 16 just a few minutes ago. 6-1 NC State run. While we got a minute, let's take another moment to remind you, Friday night, this is a nice doubleheader here. Duke and North Carolina in action. First, Duke hosts Bucknell at 6. And then Hubert Davis's Tar Heels host UC Riverside at 8. Friday on the ACC network. This one also streaming live on the app. NC State in the midst of its best season in more than a half decade, in pursuit of their first NCAA tournament trip in 6 years. They've been in position all season. They've got to take care of business the final 3 matches of the year to turn in a pretty sterling resume. Big swing by Virginia Tech just a moment ago to keep this third set alive. Very pivotal one. Whoever takes this has the upper hand, and the first to 3. Cabello back set to Leoniak. Off the block.
Good 1-2 punch there. You see Virginia Tech is still targeting Leoniak on that serve receive, but give her the ball on that right pin, and I think she swings even better on that right pin than she has been on the left all match. That was a phenomenal swing, nice and high off the hands.
You know, what is this match like for a player like Leoniak? Because there have been a lot of ebbs and flows and ups and downs, and she understands what Virginia Tech is doing, and yet she's at times provided some pretty pivotal swings offensively.
If I understand Leoniak as just a type A athlete wanting to challenge herself, she is making sure that she is utilizing every opportunity to get better on that serve receive opportunity. She understands that they're targeting her. So what is her mental focus like? She's wanting to make sure that she's positive self-talk, right, Kevin? Getting that ball up in the air, doing whatever she can to make sure that she gets that pass.
Dupree with the wicked swing, got a gift and converted. Set point again. This time, though, Virginia Tech serves. So let's see if NC State can line something up. Who wants to take the big swing? We won't have one. Service error gives NC State the third set. They take it 25-19 and now have the 2-1 advantage. This national team let Carl McGowan know, hey, you should take a look at this MVP of this tournament. McGowan, a Hall of Famer, spent all those years as the head coach of BYU, ultimately offers Slabé. That's what brought him out to Utah. And it's been a successful 2-decade career playing, coaching.
And you
now
just
in his
look
fourth season at NC State.
At NC State, he transitions from just the elite and the best of the best on the national stage at the Olympics, winning gold, helping the USA national team take home a medal. And you transition that to the college game, very different, but the information that these athletes are receiving is no different. So he is doing a phenomenal job of just teaching the game at an elite level and really trying to establish himself in the college game.
NC State has just gotten better and better in the 4 seasons he's been there. They are a tournament caliber team this season, as you well see. On the verge of picking up their 20th win. And the signature win that is going to help when these at-large resumes start to be compared to one another. Flash it back to October 1st. The
Don't
win
say
in
it.
4 sets against...
Don't say it.
Yeah.
Don't say it, Kevin.
This is the ultimate betrayal, isn't it, from your broadcast partner, the win over Louisville? Back on
But
October
that was a
1st.
quality win. Quality win. Kudos to NC State. But it starts the trajectory of understanding what Coach Slabé is building with the Wolfpack. We talked to them, and he says that, you know what, it's the 1%. He's wanting his team to get 1% better every single match. And that's what you're seeing here in his 4 years.
He's got a lot of veterans. I think the key to this year's roster is just so much experience. A lot of juniors and seniors in this rotation has helped power them to 19 wins. Not so fast, though. Virginia Tech is not just going to roll over here. They've dropped the last 2 sets after winning the first one 25-16. They are on the board in set 3. Back-to-back for the Hokies.
And you see Virginia Tech, out of these couple of points, has been the aggressor. First, it started with Kara Lewis out of the middle, reestablishing that first tempo offense, getting a good solid touch, and then still doing it from the service line.
That one falls through. McDaniels pulled the hands away at the last second, thinking the Pierce attempt was going to fly wide. Instead, it's a cross-court kill.
And look at the contact from Pierce. Nice high angle shot. She snaps the wrist, gets a little bit of rotation on that ball, and it just lands into that deep corner.
You know, Manuel Duran leads the way with 10 kills for Virginia Tech. However, Haley Pierce hitting a match best 273, that is for Virginia Tech. She's got 9 kills on 22 swings. This is definitely one of her finer performances. She was really good against UNC last weekend, but that was a 3-0 loss for the Hokies. It's still alive. That one, though, lands wide and out of play, and it's 5-3.
Now, that's the second time amongst this entire match that I've seen Virginia Tech not being able to control that chaos. That ball's coming a little bit more erratic on their side. They've got to settle down knowing that they can control what they can control on their side. Again, you see this chaos coming.
Around. Yep.
Yeah, you see the chaos coming. Virginia Tech not able to control it, but they get some easy transition offense here. Get it to Manuel Duran.
Speaking of pinball, she whacks that one off the block. Winds up out of bounds, 1-point set. I think it's fair to say we've seen a lot of encouraging signs from this Virginia Tech team today on the heels of a week off. Their last match at Duke last Sunday. Rice, bullseye.
And even in that, you see that Hannah Bora was very upset with herself on the defensive end. She was not in her assignment. Amanda Rice, being that left-handed right side attacker, has clear advantage in that part of the court for NC State.
Okay, that'll work, yeah. Jasmine Robinson, yeah, maybe not the way that she and Borer envisioned it going, but it does get the Hokies back within one.
And that's just tempo offense. Borer needs to be ready, making sure that she feeds her middles.
Rice with the kill. Now, how about that sequence, Jen? The serve, again, heads towards Leoniak. She has been trusted to work out the wrinkles she was encountering in that first set, got it to her setter, and then Rice did the rest. 9 kills today for the junior from outside of Chicago.
And sometimes the best teacher is experience, and right now Leoniak is getting in-game experience to know how to handle that pressure on the serve-receive end.
A hammer for the kill.
On a single block, just goes right off the left hand of Hannah Bora for Virginia Tech.
Leoniak has been in and out of the lineup much of this season. She's played in 14 of the 26, but she's coming off probably her best offensive performance in league play. 11 kills against Boston College a couple days ago. Hit 346. Here's another swing. Yeah, terminates it, and it's 9-5.
And she's excited about it.
She's had some experience playing with the youth national team in her home country. The women's volleyball national team in Poland, one of the best right now. They're number 7 in the world rankings. The men's team is number 1 on the men's side. That one long, so Virginia Tech is awarded the point.
And that was a smart shot by Williams. She tried to bring that ball right into the opposite corner. She had some space. She just needed to snap her wrist a little bit for NC State if she wanted that ball to go down.
Cabello back to Williams. There was a snap.
And you know what? Leoniak said, "You've been tagging me all night. I figured it out." And that allowed Madison Williams to get that kill. Beautiful job on that right side of the court for Leoniak. Just resting and understanding she has the confidence to pass the ball.
Stokes punches that one back across. Leoniak digs it out, but it winds up wide and out of play. NC State with a 2-1 advantage. Took out Boston College in 4 sets on Friday and trying to go 2-0 this weekend with 2 weeks to go until Selection Sunday. Brizard tried to carve that one down the line, and it fluttered just long past the end line. It's back-to-back for Tech. This has been a challenging day for Brizard. You know, she is option 1 for NC State. The Wolfpack, though, have gotten production from other players today, including Madison Williams, who now has 9.
And that's a good decision there on the side of NC State to go to Madison Williams, continue to exploit that right side of the court for Virginia Tech, scoring on behalf of NC State.
Allen pummels it through. And this feels like the moment, if you're NC State, to find the way to grind through. Again, bit stronger roster overall. They have not had their off week yet, if you will, Jen. I mean, they have played 2 games a week in conference play since this thing started back on September 22nd. So you said it before, it's November. NC State finding a way to get it done today with 2 matches to go after this one. Allen again.
And I mentioned they're going to figure it out. They're a team that is well coached. They really have the grind and they have the mentality to compete. So they were going to figure it out throughout this match. They understand that Leoniak was getting targeted on that serve receive. She's kind of found her comfort zone in that area, and they're just rolling right now in this 4th set.
Hitting 500 in what they would love to be a decisive 4th set. Caroluz's swing handled. Rice nearly over the scorer's table. You know, there's definitely a bit more space on the edges of this court inside Castle Coliseum. Of course, with it being the basketball facility, so there was some room there. Virginia Tech, though, tracks it down. They serve within 3. Service error.
One you cannot afford at this point in the match and in the set as you try to gain a little bit of momentum coming in.
That's long. NC State takes a 15-10 lead to our timeout. In control and on the way perhaps to a 3-1 win. Third set in Blacksburg. Ava Brizard ready to serve it away inside Castle Coliseum. On the heels of the timeout, the Wolfpack vying for its first NCAA tournament appearance in 6 years, having their best offensive set when it matters most, a 476 mark. And trying to get to the finish line and ward off any sort of Virginia Tech rally. Manuel Duran converts the latest kill for the home team.
And sometimes that hit percentage isn't really a big indication of what your team is doing. It is a big indication of what the other team is doing, not necessarily getting the amount of aces that have been happening. One ball, side out, as you see that kill coming from Jada Allen. So NC State really just taking care of the ball. Now it's time for them to put their foot to the gas.
That certainly looked like a perfect connection with the middle. Fair to say on that sequence? Timing,
absolutely.
height, leverage.
And that's what, I mean, that is first tempo offense at its finest. You see that elite level teams can execute and force that middle. It's all about that connection establishing first tempo for both sides, and that's what you've seen a little bit of Virginia Tech shy away from. And you see NC State get going.
All for Virginia Tech. This is now 11 service aces. And as of now, a 4-set match. This is one of their finer days at the service line. Amanda Rice, not much you can do with that. Terminates it. NC State edging closer to the finish line.
Just look at the delivery by McDaniels. Just the lingering in the air by Amanda Rice to approach that ball line and get that kill.
Yeah, a bit of levitation right at the apex.
Ooh, love that, levitation.
Yeah, just thought I'd stuff a couple in there. At one time.
Substitution for Virginia Tech, checking in number 24, Ava Brizard, serving for Manuel Duran.
Virginia Tech punches right back. It's a 3-point set.
You see Ava Francis enter again. She struggled on the match. for Virginia Tech. So let's see what she can do on that left pin.
Rodriguez was able to get down to make contact, but couldn't keep it inside the lines. Another violent swing from Madison Williams. Williams, along with Naomi Cabello, who's the other setter in this two-setter offense, they both spent a couple years at Texas. Sparse playing time, of course, loaded roster, as we all know. In the last couple of years for the defending national champs. They both transfer away after that 21 season, and they have really found a very comfortable home and important roles for this NC State team, as again, they're marching toward reaching the NCAA tournament. I mean, it's certainly something that you think is playing on the minds of the players. Lucas LeBay, he's very candid and open about this. He says, we don't talk about it. I personally try to shut down the conversation when that pops up about potentially reaching the postseason. He is very much a let's stay in the here and the now.
Head into the end of this match.
This has by no means been their sharpest match of the season, but they have grinded out a pair of set wins, and they are certainly in position here, Jen, to get to the finish line, now up 7. And a 4 away. Leoniak, apropos, is at the line, looking for back-to-back aces.
And as I mentioned earlier, Virginia Tech got off to a very hot start, but it was always a question of can they sustain that attack? And you see that NC State has figured it out. They're rolling a little bit right now. They're looking to finish out this match. Virginia Tech has to remain consistent at every given point, and that's what we're not seeing them do today.
5-0 run. Wolfpack trying to run away with it. Another block. It's back-to-back stuffs. And Leoniak remains at the service line. The team 2 points away from taking the match. Stokes. Graceful dig. Brizard converts. Match point coming up.
And you saw the patience from Ava Brizard. She knew that ball was going to come nice and high from Cabello, from end to end, just making sure she gets a nice, high, solid contact.
And maybe fittingly, it's Leoniak at the line, perhaps to shut the door. That one does find the back corner. Nice work from Ava Francis. Just the 4th kill for Francis today. Has really not taken too many swings at all. That was just her 15th. And again, that's Virginia Tech's kills leader. They would certainly need quite a miraculous run, but that's it. NC State, a match winner. They cap a 2-0 weekend with wins against Boston College and Virginia Tech, and it's now a 20-win season for Lucas LeBay and the Wolfpack, their first in many